Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. It's great to see so many eager faces. Today we're diving into a topic that touches each and every one of us. Why do we fall? We fall to learn resilience, a quality that isn't given but earned through our experiences. Think about it. How often do we try to protect ourselves or others from failure, shielding ourselves from the falls? But in truth, it's the falls that shape us, that strengthen our spirits, and that teach us what we're truly capable of enduring and overcoming. When we fall, we're faced with a choice. Do we stay down or do we rise again? In that moment, resilience becomes not just a skill, but a mindset, a belief that no setback is permanent unless we allow it to be. Resilience teaches us that we may not control every event, but we can control our response to it. Each fall gives us a chance to prove to ourselves that we can handle more than we think. It's like building a muscle. Every stumble, every struggle adds another layer of strength, preparing us for even greater challenges ahead. Now, resilience is not about pretending that failure doesn't hurt. Quite the opposite. It's about feeling the weight of that fall, understanding the pain of disappointment, and still deciding to get back up. Imagine an athlete who falls repeatedly, or a student who struggles to pass a class. They know it won't be easy to continue, and they know they may fall again. But each time, they learn a little more about how to handle the setback. They understand that resilience is about embracing the pain as part of the process. Because let's be real, there's no shortcut to success. The road is tough, and resilience is what keeps us going even when everything seems to be going against us. The thing about resilience is that it often surprises us. Most of us don't know how strong we are until we have no choice but to face our fears and failures head on. We might not feel resilient in the moment. We might feel frustrated, exhausted, and ready to throw in the towel. But as we keep moving forward, as we stand up after each fall, we begin to realize our own potential. And that realization builds our confidence because we've proven to ourselves that we're not defined by the fall, we're defined by the rise. Resilience teaches us not to be afraid of failure, but to see it as a stepping stone, a necessary experience that molds us into better, stronger versions of ourselves. Imagine a young child learning to walk. They stumble and fall countless times, but they never give up. They don't dwell on the fall, they just keep trying. And each time they get up, they become more steady, more confident in their steps. This is resilience in its purest form, a determination to keep going, no matter how many times we falter. When we embrace resilience, we find that every fall becomes a building block, a lesson in persistence, courage, and self-belief. In a way, resilience is the foundation for success in every area of life. It's the voice that says, yes, I failed, but that doesn't mean I'm finished. Each fall is an invitation to rise stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what lies ahead. That's the power of resilience. When we fall, we often feel disappointment, frustration, or even confusion, but these moments of setback are often the very times that can help us gain valuable perspective. Perspective is more than just seeing things from a different angle. It's about reshaping how we see our journey and the world around us. When life is running smoothly, it's easy to get comfortable and assume we've got everything figured out. But when we stumble, we're forced to pause, to step back, and to question our path. And that's where the power of perspective begins. Imagine someone climbing a mountain, intent on reaching the summit. At the base, everything seems straightforward and the goal is clear. But along the way, they might encounter rough terrain, unexpected weather, or perhaps they slip. Each setback forces them to reconsider their approach, adapt to the challenges, and recognize the beauty of the climb itself, not just the summit. Through these obstacles, the climber's perspective shifts from simply reaching the top to understanding the importance of each step along the way. Falling gives us a reason to pause and look at where we're going. When we're constantly moving forward without interruption, we can sometimes lose sight of why we started, of what really matters to us. A fall can be a wake-up call, a moment to check in with ourselves and ask, am I on the right path? By reevaluating our goals and values, we can ensure that we're not just moving, but moving in the right direction. Sometimes what seemed like an absolute necessity may turn out to be a detour, leading us to reconsider what we want or need. Through a fall, we also begin to recognize the importance of humility and gratitude. Setbacks remind us that we're not invincible, and that's okay. They teach us to appreciate the small victories we often overlook, the relationships that support us, and the moments of peace that balance our ambition. This shift in perspective can make us more compassionate toward ourselves and others. When we understand the fragility of success, we become more empathetic to those around us who are struggling in their own way. Gaining perspective through a fall also teaches us the value of patience. Success doesn't always come quickly, and our setbacks remind us that the journey to personal growth and achievement takes time. By slowing down, we begin to see that failure is not a sign that we're incapable, but rather a part of the learning process. This patience allows us to appreciate the journey itself instead of rushing toward an end goal. We start to see that the skills we develop, the resilience we gain, and the wisdom we acquire are equally as important as the outcome we were aiming for. Every fall, big or small, can help us appreciate life's unpredictability. Life is not a straight path, it's filled with unexpected twists and turns. By embracing this truth, we can let go of the fear of failure and instead be open to the lessons each fall brings. The broader our perspective becomes, the more adaptable we are in facing challenges. We learn to approach life with curiosity instead of dread, seeing each fall as an opportunity for growth rather than a reason to give up. Gaining perspective doesn't mean we won't feel the sting of failure. It means we're willing to look beyond that pain to see what it can teach us. We learn that our worth is not defined by anyone's success or failure, but by the journey we're willing to take and the lessons we're willing to learn. Perspective is about seeing the entire landscape, not just the bumps in the road. And when we allow our falls to give us this gift of perspective, we grow in ways we never thought possible, developing a vision that guides us not only forward, but toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. When we fall, we experience a type of vulnerability that can be difficult yet profoundly eye-opening. Through these experiences, we develop a deeper sense of empathy, a genuine understanding of others' struggles. Empathy doesn't just come from success or smooth paths, it's often born from our hardest moments. When we've felt the sting of disappointment, the frustration of setbacks, or the loneliness of difficult times, we're better equipped to understand others who are facing similar struggles. Falling forces us to confront our own limitations, and in doing so, it opens our eyes to the challenges that others may be going through. When everything is going well, it can be easy to overlook the battles others are fighting or assume that success is simply a matter of effort or luck. But when we face our own setbacks, we become more aware that not everything is in our control and that even the best intentions can lead to disappointment. This realization softens our perspective toward others. We start to see beyond surface appearances and recognize the struggles that may lie beneath. Each time we stumble, we're given the opportunity to reflect on how we want to be treated during difficult times. This experience creates a reservoir of compassion within us that we can draw upon to support others. We remember how meaningful it was when someone reached out to us with kindness or understanding, and this makes us more likely to offer that same kindness to someone else. Empathy allows us to connect with others on a human level, to let them know that they're not alone in their struggles. Moreover, when we're aware of our own struggles and failures, we become less judgmental. It's easy to look at someone's mistakes or challenges and think they should have done better or tried harder. But when we know the pain of falling short despite our best efforts, we're more likely to extend grace to others. Instead of judging, we listen. Instead of criticizing, we encourage. This shift helps create a more supportive and understanding environment where people feel safe sharing their struggles without fear of judgment. Empathy also strengthens our relationships. When we allow ourselves to be open and honest about our falls, others feel safe to do the same. This vulnerability fosters trust and connection, building a network of mutual support. Our falls teach us that strength isn't about never stumbling, but about supporting one another when we do. In turn, we build communities that uplift rather than compete, where each person's fall is seen as an opportunity for growth and shared understanding. Ultimately, falling reminds us that no one is immune to hardship. Whether we're in our highest or lowest moments, empathy binds us together, reminding us of our shared humanity. Each fall becomes a lesson in compassion, a reminder that success is not just about individual achievement, but also about the strength we offer and receive from those around us. Empathy transforms our struggles into something meaningful, making our journey not only about personal growth, but about helping others rise alongside us. When we fall, we gain an invaluable lesson about success that can't be learned any other way. It's only through facing setbacks and disappointments that we truly come to appreciate what success means and what it takes to achieve it. Success gained without struggle can be taken for granted, easily dismissed as a routine outcome. But when we face challenges, picked ourselves up after failures, and worked relentlessly through difficult times, every achievement becomes meaningful. Every step forward feels earned. The journey toward any significant goal is rarely a straight line. There are twists, setbacks, and unexpected hurdles. Each time we fall, we're confronted with a choice: give up or try again. Choosing to keep going after a fall requires grit and resilience, and the process of rising after each stumble adds value to the end result. Each failure teaches us something new, sharpens our skills, and deepens our commitment. When we finally reach our goal, the satisfaction we feel is amplified by the knowledge of everything we had to overcome. Success tastes so much sweeter because we've experienced what it feels like to struggle, to doubt, and to persevere. Falling also reminds us that success is not just about reaching a final destination, but about the journey itself. When we encounter obstacles, we're often forced to reevaluate our approach, adapt our methods, and redefine our goals. This constant adjustment and growth help us realize that success isn't a fixed point, but a path paved with small wins and progress along the way. As we learn to appreciate these smaller victories, we become less focused on a distant end goal and more appreciative of the journey itself. Each small step forward becomes a success in its own right, a testament to our resilience and determination. Moreover, setbacks give us a deeper appreciation for the effort and persistence that success demands. We start to understand and admire not just our own journey, but also the struggles others may have endured to achieve their goals. Our own falls make us more empathetic, allowing us to celebrate others' achievements with sincerity and genuine respect. Knowing the challenges we faced, we can recognize the determination and strength that others must have drawn upon to succeed. This shared understanding deepens our appreciation for success, both for ourselves and for those around us. When we finally reach a milestone after a series of struggles, the success feels richer because we know it's not simply a product of luck or circumstance, it's the result of hard work, persistence, and resilience. This knowledge builds our self-confidence and reminds us of our capacity to overcome challenges. It instills in us a sense of pride that comes from knowing we were able to rise above difficulties, adjust our approach, and keep moving forward. Each fall along the way enhances our gratitude and humility, making the achievement not only fulfilling but also humbling. Success without struggle can feel empty, but success after overcoming challenges is filled with meaning. Our falls make us wiser, more resilient, and more appreciative of every victory, big or small. This appreciation doesn't just end with the achievement itself, it becomes a part of who we are. We carry it forward, fueling our future goals and reminding us that no matter how many times we stumble, each fall is simply a stepping stone to something greater. Through these experiences, we come to realize that success is not just about the destination, but the journey and the growth we experience along the way. When we fall, we're often forced to step back, reassess, and rethink our approach. These moments of failure can feel discouraging, but they're often the very situations that ignite our creativity and drive us to innovate and adapt. In a sense, falling serves as a catalyst for transformation, pushing us out of our comfort zones and challenging us to think beyond what we initially believed possible. Without the setbacks, we might never feel the urgency to experiment or try new paths. The obstacles we encounter force us to look for fresh solutions, to approach our goals with renewed energy, and to develop strategies we might not have considered otherwise. Falling gives us the opportunity to evaluate what went wrong and learn from it. This reflection is essential to growth because it forces us to confront our weaknesses, whether they lie in our planning, execution, or mindset. By understanding these gaps, we gain insight into areas that need improvement. We learn to ask critical questions. Was the approach flawed or was it the execution? Could the plan be revised or do we need to change direction entirely? This process of examining and adjusting makes us more flexible and better prepared to tackle similar challenges in the future. Failures often lead to some of the greatest innovations because they free us from the limitations of conventional thinking. When a traditional approach doesn't work, we're encouraged or sometimes forced to think creatively, to explore alternative options and to take risks that we might have avoided before. Many groundbreaking inventions and discoveries were born from failure and experimentation. The light bulb, for example, didn't materialize on the first try. It took hundreds of attempts, each failure bringing with it valuable insights that eventually led to success. Every time we fall, we're gathering knowledge that can lead us to more effective, creative, and innovative solutions. In the face of setbacks, we also develop adaptability, a crucial skill that allows us to handle change with confidence. When we encounter obstacles, we realize that flexibility is essential for navigating life's unpredictability. Rather than rigidly clinging to a single plan, we become open to modifying our approach to align with new circumstances. This adaptability makes us more resilient because we understand that change isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace and leverage for growth. Adaptability becomes a strength that carries us forward, not only helping us recover from setbacks, but enabling us to thrive in dynamic situations. Moreover, each fall strengthens our problem-solving skills. When we're faced with a challenge, we learn to approach it from multiple angles. We analyze different scenarios, weigh the pros and cons, and consider potential outcomes. This problem-solving mindset becomes a valuable asset not just in handling obstacles, but in proactively preventing them. As we become more adept at finding creative solutions, we start to see challenges as opportunities to innovate rather than as threats to our success. This shift in perspective makes us more resilient and better equipped to handle future challenges with confidence. Falling also teaches us the importance of perseverance in the face of uncertainty. Innovation rarely happens overnight. It's the result of continuous effort, a willingness to fail, and the courage to keep trying. Each fall is a lesson in perseverance, a reminder that setbacks don't define us. Our ability to learn, adapt, and try again does. Over time, this cycle of falling, innovating, and adapting strengthens our resolve, builds our confidence, and empowers us to pursue even bigger goals. We learn that setbacks are temporary, but the skills we gain in overcoming them have lasting value. Additionally, the experience of falling and adapting fosters a mindset of continuous learning. Each time we adjust our approach, we gain new insights and skills that contribute to our overall growth. This openness to learning keeps us agile, prepared to take on new challenges, and willing to step into unfamiliar territory. It encourages us to stay curious, to question assumptions, and to seek out knowledge that can enhance our strategies and solutions. This lifelong learning mindset is what allows us to remain innovative and adaptable, not just in the face of failure, but throughout our lives. In the end, falling teaches us that success isn't about avoiding mistakes, it's about learning from them and using them as a foundation for growth. Each time we adapt, we're building a toolkit of skills, insights, and experiences that empower us to take on bigger challenges with confidence. We come to realize that falling is not a setback, but a stepping stone, one that brings us closer to our goals by expanding our perspective, enhancing our skills, and fueling our creativity. Through this process, we discover that our ability to innovate and adapt isn't just a response to failure, it's a pathway to lasting success and fulfillment. When we fall and find the strength to rise again, we don't just build resilience in ourselves, we inspire others. Our setbacks and recoveries can serve as powerful reminders to those around us that struggle is part of every journey. By openly embracing our own challenges and sharing our stories, we offer encouragement, showing that it's okay to stumble, that falling is not the end, but a valuable part of growth. Through our example, we communicate the message that strength is not about avoiding hardship, but about facing it with courage and resilience. When people witness someone overcoming failure, they often feel a renewed sense of hope for their own struggles. Whether it's a friend, a family member, or even a colleague, seeing someone persevere through difficulties can be incredibly uplifting. It shows others that they too have the capacity to endure and eventually thrive, even in the face of adversity. This shared understanding creates a ripple effect of courage as each individual's resilience inspires others to push through their own obstacles. Now, by sharing our experiences, we make others feel less alone, helping them to see that struggles are universal and that everyone has the power to rise. Our falls also give us a chance to be role models for authenticity and vulnerability. In a culture that often emphasizes perfection and success, openly sharing our setbacks can be refreshing and empowering for others. People are inspired when they see someone who is willing to admit their struggles, own their mistakes, and still keep going. It breaks down the unrealistic idea that successful people never fail, replacing it with the truth that failure is often a stepping stone to success. When we demonstrate humility and authenticity, we create a space where others feel safe to acknowledge their own challenges and to seek support without fear of judgment. Moreover, overcoming setbacks can help us inspire others by teaching resilience in action. It's one thing to tell people to keep going, but it's another to show them how. When we share the strategies we use to cope, adapt, and persevere, we provide a blueprint that others can follow. Whether it's practicing mindfulness, seeking support, or breaking big challenges into manageable steps, these real-life examples of resilience give others practical tools for navigating their own hardships. Our experiences become a resource, offering actionable insights and empowering others with the knowledge that they too can overcome obstacles. Perhaps most importantly, our falls remind others that failure is not a reflection of their worth. People often equate their self-esteem with their successes, and they may feel disheartened when they encounter setbacks. By demonstrating that failure is simply a part of growth, we help dismantle this misconception. We show that our value is not defined by one success or one failure, but by our ability to keep moving forward no matter the circumstances. This message can be liberating for others, allowing them to embrace their own journeys with compassion and self-respect. Ultimately, our willingness to share our struggles and victories can serve as a source of strength and motivation for those around us. Every time we rise from a fall, we set an example that encourages others to do the same. In this way, our own journey becomes a powerful force of inspiration, helping others believe in their potential and reminding them that no matter how many times they fall, they can always find the strength to rise.